Hello and welcome back to No Rules, Random Thoughts of a Swiftie. I am so excited to be back, you guys. It is hard to not be doing this all the time. I don't know if you know, I have a lot of new faces here. Thank you so much. It's been a process with this channel and with this concept and with this podcast, and I really love to see that, people are seeing it. So thank you so much for being here, even if you're just watching. But if you're commenting, if you're sending me emails, norulesswiftiepod@gmail.com. If you're finding me on socials, like wherever, I'm just really happy to be connecting with you. And we're just going to keep rolling along with what we've been doing here, which is I'm taking 3 tracks a time from the life of a showgirl, and I'm just going to kind of give you my in-depth thoughts on them. And I loved the first one of these videos because I was very happy. And I'm not going to say that this one isn't going to be happy. I'm just going to say I don't know that I have exactly the same feelings as I did for these songs upon first listen. Some of them are deeper, some of them are very complicated, and I am so excited to get into all of that with you today. I am desperate to know what you guys are thinking about these next 3 tracks, or any of the tracks, or the album, or the concept, or anything in general. Like, no matter what I say here today, like any of my criticisms is not going to take away from the fact that I am a magnificent Taylor Swift fan. Like, I support this woman, and art is subjective, and if it's a different opinion than what you have, that's fine. We're allowed to have discourse about it, but we're not going to be mean about it. So let's just have conversations. That's my one plea. Other than that, I feel like I do have to be getting into this because I have so many notes that I've taken. I'm going to try not to be looking down at my phone the entire time, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Thank you guys so much again for being here. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, we're going to start off real strong, real strong with track 4, which is Father Figure. And you know what? I loved this song upon first listen. I still love it. I love it more now. But I will be honest that I needed some time with this song. Even though I got the concept immediately, I don't know if maybe it was the way that it was sung or the production or something. It just didn't grab me as much as tracks 1, 2, and 3 did. They're on another level to me until I really took some time with Father Figure and really got into it and tried to understand it. And that also involves watching other Swifties videos. I love chats and reacts. I love the way that they take one song at a time and they really deep dive into it. And there's 2 of them, so you just get all these perspectives. And I think watching this has helped me digest some of these themes and concepts a bit better. And because of that, I would like to take back what I said in the first video, which is that the first 3 tracks of this are some of the best that I've heard since probably 1989, and revise it to the first 4 tracks. If we're being honest, Father Figure is iconic, and it's I understand why we're getting Opalite as a music video and a single. I get it. What I would give for Taylor Swift to make a Father Figure music video, words evade me. That's how much I want this to happen. But, I don't know that it will. But I do think it would be iconic and impressive and just so well done, because that's how she does everything. So yeah, selfishly, I very much want a Father Figure music video. We'll have to wait and see if we get that. But if not, it doesn't take away from the fact that this song is absolutely iconic. And so I'm going to just go through my notes again. I think I have the most notes for Father Figure because there's just so many layers here. And I feel, again, that's why it took me a minute to really get this song, is because on the surface level, there's all these connections. But when I kept listening to it, I was making these little things in my mind happen that I don't know if is true, or if anybody else has put this together or thought this, but I am very interested to know what you guys think. So let's just kind of kick it off with an absolutely stellar song, 10 out of 10 in writing, lyricism, production, metaphors, methodically, everything about this song. It is it is a quintessential Taylor Swift song. And I don't know how else to say that other than like, I don't know. It's another one of these songs that like, what do you mean we haven't always had this from her? It feels like only her could write this, only her could produce this, only her could sing this in the way that she did. And I'm sure you could make that argument for almost all of her songs, but I don't know. Just in general, there's something about this song to me about father figure that is like, this is a quintessential Taylor Swift song. And because of that, she does everything so well here. And that's what I mean, like a blank space, a Shake It Off. Sometimes when everything comes together, it's just on another level of Taylor Swift. She can top herself like only she can at this point. And that's kind of what I mean, is that I just feel like every single aspect of what makes a song great is being done very well here. Whew, the way she sings, the winding road leads to the chateau. It's really chef's kiss. Like Taylor, like in her lower register is also very much chef's kiss for me. It gives me a lot of folklore vibes and her exploring that side of her sound. And I know that's a little contradictory because if you've seen my other videos, I'm like, I want Taylor Swift to belt. I want her to just ring it out, but too much of any one thing is not what I'm looking for, essentially. So being able to have some lower register Taylor Swift is amazing. The overall messaging and picture of the father figure and the protege is vivid. And the phrases like, my dick's bigger, helps bring you back to the lyrics and really like solidify what we're talking about here. I know we can like vibe and appreciate the artistry of what the song is, but at the end of the day, the song is very specific. And this line does help kind of bring me back into it every time I hear it. And this love is pure profit always makes me feel icky, honestly. And as it should, like that's its point, is that love and profit shouldn't really be going together. Underneath all of this showmanship, right? Like I'll take care of you, you're a part of the family now, is always this very sinister feeling. And I think that's what that line really does for me, that, love is profit, is that it reminds me that everything that this dynamic, this person and this power position is doing in this dynamic is coming from a place of greed and power. And it just helps me bring back to this, like, I'm listening to a dreamy Taylor Swift song. No, babe, like the messaging is intense here. And that's what I mean. It's like the production is so great and the way Taylor sings it is so lovely that sometimes maybe I get a little bit lost in like the feelings versus like what the messaging and the tone is. And so that's just why I'm going to advocate for the line of like, my dick's bigger, is that I get it. Some people don't like it. They like the clean version of my chick's bigger. And I get that. I honestly do. But it has purpose. And for me, that purpose outweighs whatever like feelings of awkwardness or maybe you're getting or you don't like it, for me, again, personally. So I'm just putting that. Speaking of sinister, I can read the line, leave it with me, as this person speaking about the situation, about their career, about the protege's career, or even them as a person. This is the one where I'm wondering if like really people have like clocked this at all. The way that it's said, and because of that underlying feeling of power dynamics at play, I wonder if anybody else gets that feeling that this person is saying, leave it with me, because they don't even see the protege as a person. They see them as a dollar symbol. They see them as a brand. They see them as a selling feature. They they almost are looking through them, past them, and all the things that are going to come with them. And so leave it with me, like leave it with me, leave it with me. I'm going to take it and we're going to run and we're going to be millionaires and everybody's going to know your name. Like all the things that are promised in this song. It's like, you could really take that to mean like the career, leave the career with me. I'm going to make it everything that you've ever wanted and more. Leave this situation with me. Like, trust me, trust in me. I have this. I also can read it as leave this person with me. And I think that just ties back into the overall theme of like this person feeling taken care of, but in a way of, I don't know. I love the mob element in this song, you know? I think it's a perfect metaphor, because any sort of like mob, anything, you know, or have seen, is that it's family and it's connected and it's secrets and it's darkness, but also that makes it so that there's a lot of holding things over top of each other. And then also a lot of like, you could turn on me any minute. And then the mob is like, well, we'll take care of them. Like from one minute you could go to that being my family member to you are dead to me / I murder you because I'm part of the mob. That's what this whole thing is that it's this dynamic of this power and how that power can read as love and family and sincerity and intenseness in one way. And then the complete opposite of like, you are literally dead to me. You'll be sleeping with the fishes. And like the juxtaposition between those two things is intense. And so that's why the mob theme really ties in very, very well. And like, of course, Taylor does it perfectly. I mean, my queen, I want it. I want this song as a single and a music video so bad. We'll see. I said Taylor was a child when she signed with Big Machine, so I could even see him saying this to her parents, but calling her it, because at the end of the day, this love is pure profit. Just to tie in that last little thing, like really, when Taylor signed, she was a child. So her parents were very involved and very much at the helm of making this deal go down. Like obviously Taylor was very much involved. Her parents have like always like let her lead and use her creativity and her business acumen even at a young age, but they are the parents and the adults in this situation when she signed. And so yeah, that's kind of what that feeling was for me, is the leave it with me was like leave Taylor with me, him talking to her parents, just gross. They want to see you rise, they don't want you to reign is one of the best lyrics in this entire album for me. I think it says so much with so little, and how it's in quotation marks, so it seems like she's saying it to somebody. I would highly doubt that they would say it to her. And it's overall the thesis, right? It's like they want you to do well because that does well for them. And the better you do, the greater it is, until you reach a certain point where you become in charge and you become the one with the bigger dick and you become the one with the empire and you become the one with the power. And it's like, no, that's not what we signed up for. You were supposed to remain a person that is controllable. And when she reached this level and she crossed over this threshold, she took away that power from them. And they tried to hold it over top of her by the selling of her masters. You know, that was very emotional. And it was the one thing that they had on her. But then she got it back because she always wins. My girl always wins. And okay, they got their millions. They're off living their still sad, pathetic, empty lives. But she got, at the end of the day, her empire, and it belongs to her, which we will get to. One of my other favorite lines. I think it summarizes her entire relationship with this person, that the more she rises, the better for them. But he doesn't want her to own or truly be in charge of anything. Again, there's such a darkness in the messaging and the lessons learned here. And I find that to be so true for how she must have felt, not just in the moment of the breakdown of this relationship was happening, but when looking back, like over their entire relationship and seeing it not only from a grown-up's perspective for the first time, because she's grown now and she gets to look back on her like, I was a child when this happened and these things were happening. So being able to see it as a grown-up, but as someone who now holds a lot of power. And if you think about that, like she has developed and held massive power in her hands, and she still does, and knows that it's a choice to take advantage of those around you just because they don't have the resources and capabilities you possess. Think about that. Taylor can do whatever she wants right now. Do you like the true core of her character has to be so true and so strong to not deviate from that and treat others as if they don't matter. Like this person who was in the original power structure on top really saw that. Like they were motivated in the beginning to work together. But then once their protege started doing really well, it's like they took advantage of that power and became greedy and tried to do more with it and tried to undercut the protege. But think about now, Taylor is in that position of power, and she recognizes how much of a choice it was that they did that to her. And that must be really, really hurtful for someone that she once seriously considered family to do that to her. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts me, and I'm not even in the situation. Like, it hurts me to think about how hurtful it must be for her to have to, think about these things and kind of relive them and from a grown-up's perspective. I said also later on, she says, this empire belongs to me. And then the reign here is REIGN, which is like, again, tying in those two things together. Reigning, the empire, being in charge. Like, it's so good. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, here we go. The change up in the bridge. I can't. The change up in the bridge is so good. It's like the break of the beat we've been getting here, and then you just combo that with her voice and how she's singing. It is so good. I said, I feel a bit of condescension coming from her to him, which I love. Like, talk down to that man, baby. He did you bad. He did you dirty. You can feel the flip from her being the young ingenue to her claiming her power and birthright to be in charge of her goddamn empire that she built. The melody of like, your thoughtless ambition spark the ignition. That's ear candy. That is so much ear candy. And the melody is just, it is so good. It's one of my favorite parts in the whole album. And it's something that like I felt upon first listen is I just knew that this section was about to take us there. And you can see that in my, first reaction, my first listen to the album. I was like, let's go. Like, I started feeling it in the production before I even knew what was coming. Like, that's good mother tucking songwriting and production, and that everything about this is like, yes, we're going somewhere. I just didn't know like how much she was gonna pop off. It feels not just like rage, but the kind of rage that only comes from having to have this much rage towards someone you loved. I'm going to try and explain this. So having rage against someone that you were never really that close with, or someone that was kind of like a tertiary thing, or somebody that's hateful on the internet, or just like you have no connections to, but you're getting attacked by them or something, that is a level of rage. But a level of rage that you have against someone who used to be like family to you or is family, or, we've all been through this. We have somebody that we never thought wouldn't be our best friend anymore. And like now we have no idea what they do with their lives. Like we're that much disconnected from them. And that's hurtful. And it's a kind of anger and rage that you can really only access and tap into for people that you once loved deeply. And so that's where, again, I think this song just does so well, is because she's really leaning into all of these feelings and emotions and kind of just fully letting it out. It feels truly like a breakup with a family member or something severed here that is so intense. The feelings, how they swung one way all the way to the other. There's a pain here in addition to the rage and righteousness of standing up for herself. I can just hear it. And the kick into whose portrait's on the mantle, like literally, let's go. Let's fucking go. This is my girl stepping fully into her power at this part and saying like, let's go in. Let's go. Let's go for it. You want to mess with me? You want to try and take things away from me? You want to unjustifiably try to hurt me? Then let's go. She's saying like, you want to go there. Like, that's fine, because I know I'm winning. I know I'm winning this. This, to me, is female power. It is female rage, and it is female justice. And that's probably another reason why I love this song so much, is that it's beyond like this bad bitch energy thing, which we can get into later, obviously, for Eldest Daughter. But it's more than that. It's like, it's someone who's been oppressed in a relationship or a situation, been told to step down, been told what to do, even though she's really the creative driving force for the music and the connection with the fans, stand up and say, I am done. Like, I am so done, and use her voice and use her power. And women don't get a lot of opportunities to do that, and let alone have to do that so publicly and handle it with as much grace as she has. And so, yeah, sometimes it is just like a situation that's not gendered, but this is for me. And you can see it. Like, she is the woman who was a girl who was being controlled and dictated by a man who was grown and treated her like family until he treated her like she was garbage. And so, yeah, win for women everywhere. And I love it. Something about her being in her higher register and the music being like high, just again, like perfection, and feels like a huge win for women. It feels very triumphant, in addition to it being like absolutely cutthroat. Perfect. Her saying this empire belongs to me is one of the greatest things I've ever heard her say. And as a Swiftie, I'm really proud of her when she says it. Round of applause for Taylor Allison, Mother Tuckin' Swift, Queen, Mother, everything, for coming out on top and owning her empire and buying it back. Like, this song is so good. It is everything. And I just don't think it's a song that I'm like ever going to get sick of. I don't know if I ever get sick of Taylor Swift songs, but I know that there's sometimes when I'm in the mood for certain songs. I think this song does everything I could ever want it to. And it is always going to be a song I'm going to play. And just, again, really proud of her. Good for her for making the best out of the worst, the worst situation that she could have probably ever imagined, which is like somebody so close turning on her. But my girl owns all her records now and all her things. So very proud of her. I do have to keep moving because, again, oh boy, these next two, we got some things to talk about. So love father figure. Now let's get into eldest daughter notes. I put in here, I feel like Sabrina Carpenter at the beginning of Manchild. I was like, oh boy. I'm a little nervous to give you my true thoughts in here. Not because like, I don't know, I feel like it's going to spark some kind of war or anything, but just because like I am a huge Swiftie, but to have the feelings I kind of have about these next two songs kind of feels contradictory. So I hope I do a well enough job here explaining why I feel the way I feel, and you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. Again, I'm very happy to hear differences of opinions, or if you have thoughts here that could maybe like help me get over some of the humps that I'm feeling with these songs, would love to hear it. If you saw my reaction to The Life of Showgirl, then you know that I literally cry tears, full tears coming out of my eyeballs with this bridge. Like, it messed me up. And it hit somewhere very deep. And while not just like track fives, but there has been plenty of TF songs that will tug at my heartstrings for various reasons. This one hit something very emotional and very deep, and therefore, I will say this, I do think this is probably like my favorite Taylor Swift bridge, because of just how deeply it hits for me personally. Not because I think it's her best written or best production or anything like that. I just think in general, this bridge hit something so deep for me that I couldn't have imagined that anybody could have ever put into words what I had once felt so deeply. And so, yeah, every time I hear it, I'm like, that's me. I'm like literally getting a little emotional right now. I'm going to try and keep it together. And this is where we're probably going to get off the emotions because I might ruffle some feathers. I knew upon first listen that like a couple of things. One, it's a great song. Taylor Swift don't make a bad one. And two, this bridge, it messed me up. But also three, that something felt disjointed about this song to me. I couldn't have called it a perfect song after the first and after the 50th listen. Like, having time with it and being able to have some perspective has kind of only like deepened this revelation to me. I am very happy to hear differences of opinions, of course. I'm also like sad for this song because there's a version of it that could exist, and it would be, if you think the bridge would mess me up, if I had an entire song that spoke to this feeling and to these feelings that she's somewhat exploring here, it would have messed me up eternally. So maybe it's good that it's not fully the song that I was maybe looking for or thinking it was going to be once I started hearing it. But let me explain. So what makes this strange, kind of like a back and forth song for me, is having the song in its entirety makes me very genuinely feel confused about the first verse. And to me, there is no affiliation with or tie-in to the overall messaging of this song. And it is so specific about the internet culture and behavior that is never, and the fact that it's like never brought up again, that for the first time in my Swiftie life, I literally wished Taylor didn't write this verse. I think I have watched videos about people trying to explain how this ties in and whatnot. And to me, it feels very surface level. I'm going to be honest. Like, it feels like very surface level to say, oh, but she said she's not a bad bitch and she's not a savage. And that's because the internet, is so like that and she's not like that. That's surface level for me, honestly. And it doesn't take away from the fact that this first verse, if I can get into it more, but if it had been written differently and it had different perspective on it, it really could have elevated this song. It just really could have. This whole first beginning 5 sentences does nothing for me. The internet is like, yeah, we all relate to it because we all relate to the song, like lyrics that she's singing here, because we're all on the internet and we have all felt this in some way. But it feels, I'm just going to say it, like it does feel a little written for us instead of, I don't know, written about her specifically. I don't know if that is even making sense, but it just kind of feels like, oh, this is going to hit with everybody versus this is my very specific experience. And I kind of find it also disjointed because of the podcast interview she did about how much she's not on the internet and about how much turning her comments off and about how she doesn't see anything because she's not on the internet like that. And then to also then have, the entire first verse be about how the internet's so rough. And it's like, so are you there or not? Like, I feel like we're getting mixed messages a little bit. And so, yeah, just anyways, I kind of had to like go off my notes here for a second and just give you my honest opinion, but that's where I'm at. So let me get back into it. I do wish that she had taken this first verse to set up the tone and feelings that she shared later on, by touching on something about how like hardened she is now. Because again, it will bring that like polar energy later when she said this love brings her that lighthearted energy and feeling. So the 2 lines of I said I was busy and I didn't believe in marriage are so deeply personal. And I really, really like, they're really sad about what they represent, that I really would have killed to have the first verse touch base on these walls, these systems of belief, and these barriers that she put in place to safeguard herself and her heart. But what they are doing was like keeping her prisoner to sadness and to loneliness and keeping her from like truly living life. And instead of getting a verse like that, we just got a very plain verse to me about what the internet is. And it's like, yeah, we know the internet's fucked. Like we know that. Like, I know she knows that, so I just don't know why we didn't take this opportunity to explore why she doesn't believe in marriage and why she lied and said she was busy when she wasn't. Like, what are the things that she brought up and built up over time to make her say those things to this person? I'm sorry. I'm starting to get really worked up. On a very surface level, again, I see how everything ties in. But, and again, I hate to say it, but this is how I feel. This feels like it's not the best she could have done. And with this like very beautifully written and beautiful song and message. So people are cruel and mean and can beat you down emotionally on the internet, which takes you further and further from feeling that joy that you once felt when you were a child. I get it. But again, it feels very surface level, and it does not feel like the Taylor Swift that I've come to know and love. And it just doesn't do it for me. I don't know, just the way I feel. So I still do not think it adds to the song in any way. And also the jump between 5 lines about the internet being cruel to when you found me, I said I was busy. Huh? What? Why are we jumping all of a sudden to pure internet talk for 5 lines to when you found me, I said I was busy. That was a lie. It does not connect. And you cannot convince me that it does. That doesn't connect. It doesn't. And I'm really like frustrated because I feel like, again, they found me, I said I was busy, and I didn't believe in marriage. Those 2 lines hit really, really hard. I wish we could have had an entire 5 lines about why she felt that way. But again, I've already said that, so let's just keep on going. Okay. Anyways, I just don't get it. I'm a little sad because, again, I feel like this song had potential for me, I will say, because it speaks a lot about like my journey and how I felt too. So this is a very me thing. I know people don't like this song for other reasons about like the cringe of it all. That never even crossed my mind. And honestly, I still don't see it and I still don't get it. I am a millennial, so maybe there's just that, like the millennial cringe thing doesn't get to me because I am millennial cringe in a way. But I think cringe is just so freaking, I could talk about it forever. It's so weird. It's just a thing people bring up to try to make you feel bad. Like, I don't care. I am who I am. I'm going to dress how I dress and I'm going to act how I act. And it's like almost now that it's like saying you're a millennial is a bad thing, looking like you're a millennial is a bad thing. I am. I'm not going to even try to act like I'm not. So the whole cringe factor of this just does not get me. I've never seen it. To me, what makes me upset is that, it had an opportunity for me to be a very like gut-wrenching, hard-hitting, true to my journey type of song, and it just didn't land for me. And so I get it if people love this song for what it is because it hits for them. But I'm just telling you, these are my personal thoughts. I think it's valid. I think it holds weight, just not in the song. And I think that's what upsets me. So besides this, I will say I genuinely love this song. The bridge will make me tear up every time. And the other verses, like, I get the childhood and the eldest daughter motif and calling it eldest daughter, but talking mostly about internet / feelings of, not allowing yourself to be truly excited or into something because you're scared. I don't know that the title, that the opening verse and everything really works as well together as maybe she was hoping for. But, again, in general, she's an artist. She's allowed to make her art the way she wants, and we're allowed to interpret it the way we want. So I do love this song. I do not pass it up, even though the first verse makes me feel literally nothing. I'm just waiting for it to be over so I can get to the good stuff. Those are my personal thoughts. Would love to hear what you think. Please be kind. I'm so excited to talk to you guys, but yeah, let's not get too crazy. I have to move on to Ruin the Friendship. And this mother-tucking song right here, let me tell you, this is another one that is like borderline obsession from me about this song / don't love the feeling with this song, which is a weird feeling to have. Because again, it's another song that almost hits it. Almost knocks it out of the park and then just nosedives for me personally. So again, let's get into the notes. But I just said that the production on Ruin the Friendship, Max Martin and Shellback straight to jail for how good this is. Like the sound, are you kidding me? The opening riff with that, It is so good. It is so good. And now it makes me want an entire sound of this, like this 70s laid back. Like I told you when I first listened, like there were 70s elements throughout this, but this song is so intensely 70s and I love it so much. And then again, it's just is one of those things where I feel like she's doing it so well. She's literally killing it with the lyricism, with the song, like melody and the way she's singing it, and then all the way to, the production of this. It's so good. I'm telling you, if this song didn't take a deep dive into sadness, I would listen to this way, 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 way more than I already do. And honestly, it would be a full-blown obsession that I would probably feel much stronger about than even like The Fate of Ophelia, which is like a very standard pop hit, which is great and I love it, but this has a different like groovy sinking type of feeling, and it would have hit differently for me. But I'm gonna tell you why it doesn't. It's just like it's just the way Taylor is singing these things. Like, are you freaking kidding me? The 85 miles wide, have fun, it's prom, like the runs she is doing through all of these sections is criminal. Also, arrest Taylor Swift. Arrest her for how criminally well she sings this part and the vibe and the feelings that she's giving. I feel like I'm freaking Mariah Carey every time I'm singing the song, like, I can't obviously sing, but you get it. It's so good. I still attest that the don't make it awkward in second period, like this is where it starts to go downhill for me really quick. Everything before that is so good, but it still just doesn't roll off the tongue. It sounds forced in a way. The second run through of her singing that part like has these scratchy bits that I'm not understanding. Man, sometimes I wish that Taylor would give like a sit down, in-depth, go through each track and talk about why she did what she did. That would be a lot of work, but like I feel like it would help me understand better her art. And yeah, anyway, some of the things I don't get, I feel like I could understand better. But it doesn't roll off easily. It comes off a bit forced. Then we go into the saddest turn a Taylor Swift song has ever taken. And it's just like, girl, we were living life carefree with the windows down and these vibes, and then you just literally come in and make it so dark, and it makes it hard for me to want to listen to this. Like, and I hate that because I love it in so many ways. It has a great message. I understand why it exists. Her backstory with all of this, I get it. It doesn't change the fact that this song still guts me. And I don't know if that's what I'm looking for right after a track 5. Track 5 is like a notorious gut-wrenching song. And then when you play this song, it's like, oh, okay, we're being uplifted, only for it to end with it being so sad again. And, we need a bit of a buffer. Like, LOML is not track 6, and it doesn't come right after So Long London. We need a break, baby girl. Damn. Like, can you please just break us off a little bit of, a moment to get the vibes back up, which is why this song hurts so much for me, is because it does feel like that when it starts. I think it's hilarious. In my reaction video, I was like, oh yes, we need to bring the vibes up. And it's like, haha, because you don't even know the sadness that's about to come to you from this song. Yes. Okay. Final notes. Let me put my notes down. Final thoughts for me is just, I do love these songs. Each and every single one of these songs that we talked about today, I do love them. I love them in a way that, like, I appreciate Taylor's songwriting and lyricism and melodies that she creates. I appreciate the production factor. I appreciate it all. It doesn't take away from the fact that 2 of these songs have these kind of back and forth feelings for me about maybe what I had kind of wished for, or maybe what I was like in need of. And they just didn't hit that mark for me, but that is okay. We can have differences of opinions. Again, I would love to hear what you think. I have to finish off. You guys know that I'm loving this like little guide to Taylor Swift. It's unofficial and unauthorized, but it's just words to shake it off. It's quotes from Taylor Swift. So I would love to read off a section from this today with you guys here. All right, so this is Entertainment Weekly, December 23rd of 2013. My experience with songwriting is usually so confessional. It is so drawn from my own life and my own stories. Girly pop, we know, and that's what we love. Although, I think that's interesting that, like, Folklore, Evermore are two of my favorite albums, and they have so much, like, storytelling. I know she tapped into her own stuff. Don't get it twisted. But she did use a lot of characters and stuff, too, which I love. And then this one is Twitter, October 8th, 2013. People haven't always been there for me, but music always has. Well, if Father Figure doesn't touch on that, then I just don't know what does. Yeah. Thank you, Taylor Swift. Thank you for this album. Thank you to you guys for watching and being a part of this community and finding my videos and enjoying going back and watching through. I will be honest, I think they just kind of have to be monthly videos for now with my schedule. I want to maintain some sort of consistency in it. Weekly and even bi-weekly just doesn't seem like something I'll be able to do right now, but monthly I can absolutely do. So let's just keep coming back here every month, dissecting these songs. And then once we get through The Life of a Showgirl, we'll absolutely have to be talking about the documentary. I'm so excited. We can do documentary breakdowns every time some more episodes come out. And yeah, I'm very excited to keep growing this community with you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.